for joining us and welcome to Roadmap 2019. On this program, we talk to some of the major stakeholders in Nigeria's journey to the 2019 elections. I am Ladi Akeredoluale. My guest on today's program says he's impressed with the federal government's engagement and dialogue strategy with the Niger Delta region, hence his decision to join them. He agrees that even with this, though, continuous support and efforts are required. He says this would particularly, amongst others, be in the area of legislation governing various activities. Now, please join us as we talk to the former PDP governor of Delta State and now APC chieftain, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. Your Excellency, thank you for your time on Roadmap 2019.
Thank you very much.
Your defection, like one or two others before yours, came out of the blues suddenly. Why did you take the decision and why at this time?
Well, it did not come suddenly. It's something that I've been thinking about, I would say, for about 6 months.
Wow.
It's not easy to move from a house you have built to another house, you know, especially with your household, that is members of your family.
People you are used to, who are used to you.
The system you are used to, moving from there to another one, it's not easy. So you have to plan it properly, think about it, discuss it with members of your family. Of course, generally, we've come together for several years, about 20 years being together. Bound to be disagreement. No, we don't want you to go. Why are you going? Okay, this is the reason why I want to go. Some are not palatable. Okay, we can deal with some of this. Some they cannot deal with, you know. And then you look at the larger picture of where the family is now, where your political party is, the future of your current political party, and look at the party that you want to go into. Where are they now? What is their future? Then the bigger interests, of course, it's, you put all of them together, and then before you take the decision. And even after taking the decision, it's still quite tough because you also have your immediate family to deal with, wife, children, who are saying no, who are saying no. Let's pray.
This can be resolved.
Let's pray over it and all that. And you take the final decision. You see, the final decision is yours.
Obviously.
Okay? Because whatever happens, you bear the consequences.
Right. Good or bad.
You know, and that's what I did. That's why it took quite some time.
Now, one of your, in fact, your major reason from your statement, and I have it here with me, has to do with, the statement is entitled, Moving On to the Bigger Playing Field. And you say that in spite of President Buhari's inability to score the required 25% in the 2015 election in the region, you're referring to the South-South now, he has given...
The Niger Delta.
Yes, he has given direct focus to the development of the region. Yeah. What did you mean by that?
You see, I managed part of the region, that is Delta State, for 8 years.
Yes.
Before then, I was Secretary of State Government, working very closely with my boss. As Secretary of State Government, I was directly the center, you know, of the management of the place. My boss was the head of the management. So
your boss, of course, being Chief
James February, yeah, was the head, giving directives, taking decisions, and all that. So in those years, I know what it is to manage the Niger Delta. Because Delta, most of the problems started from Delta State and started spreading to other states. It started as inter-ethnic crisis, Shekiri, Joe, and Urubu crisis in 1997. So, with that kind of experience, you look at the people that are currently managing it. You look at the federal government, you look at the various state governments, you assess from time to time, you're assessing what they are doing. You're assessing what they are doing. Sometimes you are happy with what they are doing. Sometimes you are not happy with what they are doing. Because you've done your bit and you have pulled back. And you assess your own bit. Now, it's not possible for one person to go there 16 years and do everything. The people that have come in, what improvements are they putting in the place? And when you see that, okay, these people they're actually doing something that is praiseworthy, that will move the region forward, then you want to encourage them. You want to, because if you still have the energy and the knowledge, you want to encourage them. You want to make sure that the things they are doing, they are supported and they are encouraged. And that is what happened, really. Now, since the inception of the Buhari administration, like I did say in the statement, among the South states, which are 6, only Edo State gave him more than 25%. Okay? The other states, there was no states, including Delta, that's where the APC got 25%. Now,
some will say you are partly responsible for that.
Yeah,
you were in the PDP.
I was in the PDP. I was the governor of PDP, you know, and that is politics. And PDP needed to win in Delta. Now, in spite of that, knowing the kind of things that happen in politics, especially in African states, if you didn't vote for me, then you cannot benefit from my administration. People do that. And sometimes federal, sometimes state, they concentrate on the areas that voted for them, and because they want to consolidate on their votes for the next election. Right. In spite of that, they still took the Niger Delta as a major emphasis and interest area, you know, in terms of dealing with the issues. And what are the issues? The issues of peace and security, the issues of development, the issues of human capital development, you know, for infrastructure, human capital development, and peace and security. They still took, for me, any administration, there's nothing you are doing in any administration that is outside those 3 boxes, you know. Now, for the peace and security, what really intrigued me was the approach to peace and security, which has always been my approach and what I've always encouraged, what I've always talked about. Because I believe that in this kind of crisis, these are people involved in crisis are Nigerians, they are our own people, they are our own relatives and all that. My first principle is engagement. You must engage them. It's like your house, you have your wife and children, and the children are misbehaving and all that. Yes, you can flog them, but you see, engagement of those kids, you know, goes a long way to prevent them from doing some other things. Because you always remember what is discussed. So for me, its first principle is that of engagement, which I did directly myself, using religious leaders. A lot of religious leaders were going to the creek. Traditional rulers were going to the creeks. Civil society, retired military general, they were all involved in the engagement processes. The youths and all that, they were all involved. And this government at the federal level laid emphasis on engagement rather than military, oh, those boys, they are misbehaving. Military, go and take care of them, you know, burn houses and all that. They took the engagement route. And the engagement route was being handled directly by the president himself. You know, a lot of the leaders, traditional rulers, elders, and all that, they were being invited to the villa, have discussions with them, then have some agreements, and they leave. Beyond that, the top government functionaries, you know, were also going. Minister for Petroleum was going, and other top government functionaries.
The vice president.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to come to that last, because the vice president, who was mandated by the president to go into those areas, did something that had never happened in the region before. He was going from state to state, you know, talking to stakeholders, talking to governors, talking to the government officials, talking to stakeholders, traditional rulers, youths, the leaders, the various group like the PANDEF and all that. There was a lot of stakeholder meetings, and he was also visiting some of the sites of the crisis.